Chapter number 4, Animal Kingdom. When you look around, you will observe different animals with different structures and forms. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, the need for classification becomes all the more important. The classification also helps in assigning a systematic position to newly described species. Now, topic number 4.1, Basis of Classification. In spite of differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, pattern of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive systems. These features are used as the basis of animal classification, and some of them are discussed here. First is level of organization. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, which means they exhibit cellular level of organization. Some division of labor or activities occur among the cells. In coelentrates, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here, the cells performing the same functions are arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. A still higher level of organization, which means organ level, is exhibited by members of platyhelminthes and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs, each specialized for a particular function. In animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system level of organization. Organ system in different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexities. For example, the digestive system in platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and is hence called incomplete. A complete digestive system has two openings, mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types. First is open type, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart and the cells and tissues are directly bathed in it. Next one is closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameter, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Now, second basis is symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, which means any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. Coelentrates, ctenophores, and echinoderms have this kind of body plan. Animals like annelids, arthropods, etc., where the body can be divided into identical left and right halves in only one plane, exhibit bilateral symmetry. Now, topic number 4.1.3, Diploblastic and Triploblastic organization. Animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectoderm and an internal endoderm, are called diploblastic animals, for example, coelentrates. An undifferentiated layer, mesoglia, is present in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Those animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between the ectoderm and the endoderm are called triploblastic animals. For example, platyhelminthes to chordates. Now, topic number 4.1.4, coelom. Presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. The body cavity which is lined by mesoderm is called coelom. Animals possessing coelom are called coelomates. For example, animals like annelids, mollusks, arthropods, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches in between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Such a body cavity is called pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates. For example, Aschelminthes. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acoelomate. For example, Platyhelminthes. Now, topic number 4.1.5, segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomena is called as metamerism. Now, topic number 4.1.6, notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord are called chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are called non-chordates. For example, Porifera to echinoderms. Now, classification of animals. The broad classification of Animalia based on common fundamental features are mentioned. See, Kingdom Animalia, in which we study about multicellular animals, is divided into two levels of organization basically. Cellular level, and second one is tissue organ or organ system. In cellular level, we study about mostly asymmetrical, which are acoelomate, for example, Porifera. In tissue level and organ level or organ system, we have two type of symmetry, radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. Radial symmetry, acoelomates, for example, Coelenterata या फिर Cnidaria, and seconds are Ctenophora. In bilateral symmetry, we have three type of organism, acoelomates, pseudocoelomates, coelomates. Acoelomates, for example, Platyhelminthes, pseudocoelomates, Aschelminthes, and in coelomates, we study annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, hemichordates, and chordates. Echinoderms exhibit radial and bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. Now, the important characteristics, features of the different phyla are described. First one is phylum Porifera. Members of this phylum are commonly called as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. Water enters through minute pores or ostia in the body wall into a central cavity, spongocoel, from where it goes out through the osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Conocytes or collar cells line the spongocoel and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate, which means hermaphrodite, in which eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal. Development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Examples of poriferans are Sycon, Scypa, Spongilla, freshwater sponge, and Euspongia, which is also known as bath sponge. Now, phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria. These are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile, or free swimming, radially symmetrical animals. The name Cnidaria is derived from the cnidoblast or cnidocytes, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocysts present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense, and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, mouth on hypostome. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the cnidarians, like corals, have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit two basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former, polyp, is a sessile and cylindrical form like Hydra, Adamsia, etc., whereas the latter, which means medusa, is umbrella shaped and free swimming like Aurelia or jellyfish. Those cnidarians which exhibit in both forms exhibit alternation of generation known as metagenesis, in which polyp, polyp produce medusa asexually and medusa form the polyp sexually, for example, Obelia. Now the examples of this phylum are Physalia, which is also known as Portuguese man of war, Adamsia, sea anemone, Pinnatula, sea pen, Gorgonia, sea fan, and Meanrhina, brain coral. Now phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence, the property of a living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external and with indirect development. For example, Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Now phylum Platyhelminthes. They have a dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence are called flatworms. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate, fertilization is internal, and development is through many larval stages. Some members, like planaria, possess high regeneration capacity. Most common examples of platyhelminthes are Taenia, which is also known as tapeworm, and Fasciola, which is also known as liver fluke. Now, we will move to phylum Aschelminthes. The body of the Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic, and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, which means dioecious. That further means males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young one resemble the adult or indirect. Examples of Aschelminthes are Ascaris, which is also known as roundworm, Wuchereria, which is filaria worm, and Encyclostoma, which is also known as hookworm. Now phylum Annelida. They may be aquatic, marine, and freshwater, or terrestrial, free-living, and sometimes parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of body organization and bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, metamerically segmented, and coelomate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metameres, and hence the phylum name Annelida, Latin annulus, little ring. They possess longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia, singular nephridium, help in osmoregulation and excretion. Neural system paired ganglia, singular ganglion. connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworm and leeches are monoecious. Reproduction is sexual. Examples of this phylum are Nereis, Ferretima, which is also known as earthworm, and Hirudinaria, which is also known as blood-sucking leech. Now moving to next phylum, which is Arthropoda. This is the largest phylum of Animalia, which includes insects. Over two-thirds of all named species on Earth are arthropods. They have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, segmented, and coelomate animals. The body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. They have jointed appendages, arthrous joint, poda appendages. Respiratory organs are gills, book lungs, or tracheal system. Circulatory system is of open type. Sensory organs like antennae, eyes, compound and simple, statocyst or balancing organs are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. They are mostly dioecious. Fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples are in economically important insects, we have apis or honeybee, bombyx or silkworm, laccifer or lac insect. In vectors, we have anopheles, culex, and Aedes mosquitoes. In gregarious spaced, locusta or locust. And in living fossils, we have limulus or king crab. Now phylum Mollusca. This is the second largest animal phylum. Mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals. Body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot, and visceral hump. A soft and spongy layer of skin forms a mantle over the visceral hump. The space between the hump and the mantle is called the mantle cavity, in which feather-like gills are present. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head region has sensory tentacles. The mouth contains a file-like rasping organ for feeding called radula. They are mostly dioecious and oviparous with indirect development. For example, Pila or apple snail, pink tarda or pearl oyster, sepia or cuttlefish, loligo or squid, octopus, devilfish, aplysia or she hare, dentalium or tusk shell, and Chytopleura, which is also known as chiton. Now phylum Echinodermata. These animals have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles and hence the name Echinodermata, spiny bodied. They are marine with organ system level of organization. The adult echinoderm are radially symmetrical but larvae are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic and coelomate animals. Digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and anus on the upper dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system, which help in locomotion, capture, and transport of food and respiration. An excretory system is absent, sexes are separate, reproduction is sexual, fertilization is usually external, development is indirect with free-swimming larvae. Examples are Asterias or starfish, Echinus or sea urchin, Antedon or sea lily, Cucumberia or sea cucumber, and Ophiura or brittle star. Now phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was earlier considered as a subphylum under phylum Chordata, but now it is placed as a separate phylum under non-Chordata. Hemichordates have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord, a structure similar to notochord. This phylum consists of small groups of worm-like marine animals with organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis, a collar, and a long trunk. Circulatory system is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external and development is indirect. Examples of hemichordates are balanoglossus and saccoglossus. Now finally phylum Chordata. Animals belonging to phylum Chordata are functionally characterized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, and paired pharyngeal gill slits. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. They possess a post-anal tail and closed circulatory system. Comparison of chordates and non-chordates. In chordates, notochord present, while in notochordates, notochord is absent. In chordates, central nervous system is dorsal, hollow, and single, while in non-chordates, central nervous system is ventral, solid, and double. In chordates, pharynx perforated by gill slits, while in non-chordates, gill slits are absent. In chordates, heart is ventral, while in non-chordates, heart is dorsal if present. In chordates, a post-anal part tail is present, while in non-chordates, post-anal tail is absent. Phylum Chordata is divided into three subphyla: Urochordata or Tunicata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Subphyla Urochordata and Cephalochordata are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. In Urochordata, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in Cephalochordata, it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. Examples: in Urochordata, Acidia, Selpa, Doliolum. For Cephalochordata, Branchiostoma, which is also known as Amphioxus or lanceolate. The members of subphylum Vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Thus, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic chordate characters, vertebrate have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3, or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion and osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. Now, the subphylum Vertebrata is further divided. For division Vertebrata, two division: Agnatha, which lacks jaw, and second one is Gnathostomata, which have jaw. In Agnatha, we have one class which is Cyclostomata, and in Gnathostomata, we have two superclasses: Pisces, which bear fins, and in Tetrapoda, which bear limbs. Pisces have two classes. First one is Chondrichthyes and second one is Osteichthyes. Tetrapoda have four classes: Amphibia, Reptilia, Apes, and Mammals. Now topic number 4.2.11.1, class Cycloostomata. All living members of class Cycloostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pair of gill slits for respiration. Cyclostomes have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. Examples are Petromyzon or lamprey, Myxine, which is also known as hagfish. Now, class Chondrichthyes. They are marine animals with streamlined body and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate and without operculum or gill cover. The skin is tough, containing minute placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scale which are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. These animals are predaceous. Due to absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have electric organs like in torpedo and some possess poison sting like in trigon. They are cold-blooded or poikilothermous animals. That means they lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. Sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. For example, Scoliodon or dogfish, Pristis or sawfish, Corcharodon or great white shark, Trigon or stingray. Now, class Osteichthyes. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Their body is streamlined, mouth is mostly terminal. They have four pair of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cyclide or tenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external. They are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Examples: in marine, we have exocetus or flying fish, hippocampus or seahorse. In freshwater, there are labio or rohu, catla, which is also known as catla, clarias or magur. In aquarium, we have betta or fighting fish, pterophyllum or angelfish. In our class, amphibia. As the name indicates, in Greek, amphi means dual and bios means life. Amphibian can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats. Most of them have two pair of limbs. Body is divisible into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. The eyes have eyelids. A tympanum represents the ear. Alimentary canal, urinary, and reproductive tract open into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. Respiration is by gills, lungs, and through skin. The heart is three-chambered, two auricle and one ventricle. These are cold-blooded animals. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is external. They are oviparous and development is indirect. For examples, bufo or toad, rana or frog, hyla or tree frog, salamandra salamander, ichthyofish which is also known as limbless amphibia. Now, class Reptilia. The class name refers to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. In Latin, repare or replum means to creep or crawl. They are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermal scales or scutes. They do not have external ear openings. Tympanum represents ear. Limbs, when present, are two pairs. Heart is usually three-chambered but four-chambered in crocodiles. Reptiles are poikilothermous. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. For example, Keelone or turtle, Testudo or tortoise, Chameleon or tree lizard, Calotes or Gordon lizard, Crocodilus crocodile, alligator, Hemidactylus or wall lizard. In poisonous snakes, Naza, cobra, Bangrus or karath, Vipera or viper. Now class apes. The characteristic features of apes or birds are the presence of feathers and most of them can fly except flightless birds like ostrich. They possess beak, The forelimbs are modified into wings. Their hind limbs generally have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, or clasping the tree branches. Skin is dry without glands except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is fully ossified or bony, and the long bones are hollow and with air cavities, pneumatic bones. The digestive tract of birds has additional chambers, the crop and gizzard. Heart is completely four-chambered. They are warm-blooded or homeothermous animals. That means they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous and development is direct. For examples, corvus or crow, columba or pigeon, psittacula or parrot, struthio or ostrich, pavo peacock, aptenoids or penguin, neophron or vulture. Now class amphibia. They are found in variety of habitats: polarized caps, deserts, mountains, forest, grassland and dark caves. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk producing glands or mammary glands by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pair of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ears or pinna are present. Different type of teeth are present in the jaw. Heart is four-chambered. They are homeothermous. Respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate and fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with very few exceptions and development is direct. For example, in oviparous, there is example of ornithorhynchus or platypus, and in viviparous, macropus or kangaroo, pteropus or flying fox, camelus camel, macaca monkey, ratus rat, canis dog, phallus or cat, elephas or elephant, equus or horse, dolphinus or common dolphin, balenoptera or blue whale, panthera tigris, which is also known as tiger, and panthera leo or lion. Now, the salient features, distinguishing features of all phyla under kingdoms are: in phylum Porifera, level of organization is cellular, symmetry is various, coelom absent, segmentation absent, digestive system absent, circulatory system absent, respiratory system absent, and distinctive feature is body with pores and canals in walls. In coelentrates Ornidoria, Nidaria, the level of organization is tissue level, radial symmetry absent is coelom, segmentation is absent, digestive system is incomplete type, circulatory system is absent, respiratory system is absent, and distinctive feature is nidoblast present. In Ctenophora, level of organization is tissue level, radial symmetry, coelom is absent, segmentation is absent, digestive system is incomplete, and circulatory and respiratory system are absent. Distinctive feature is comb plates for locomotion. In platyhelminthes, level of organization is organ and organ system level. There will be bilateral symmetry, coelom is absent, segmentation is absent, digestive system is incomplete, circulatory system and respiratory system are absent. Distinctive feature is flat body, suckers. In Aschelminthes, level of organization is organ system level, bilateral symmetry, pseudocoelomate, segmentation is absent, digestive system is complete, circulatory and respiratory system are absent. Distinctive feature is often worm-shaped or elongated. In Annelida, level of organization is organ system level, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation is present, digestive system is complete, circulatory system is present, and respiratory system is absent. Distinctive feature is body segmentation like rings. Then arthropoda. In arthropoda, level of organization is organ level. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is present and coelomate. Segmentation is present. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is present. And distinctive feature is exoskeleton of cuticle and joint appendages are found. Then mollusca. In mollusca, level of organization is organ system level. Symmetry is bilateral. Coelom is present, so coelomate. Segmentation is absent. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is present. Respiratory system is present. And distinctive feature is external skeleton of shell usually present. Then in echinodermata, organ system level of organization, radial symmetry, they are coelomate, segmentation is absent, digestive system is complete, circulatory system and respiratory system are present, and distinctive feature is water vascular system. In hemichordata, organ system level of organization, bilateral symmetry, they are coelomate, segmentation is absent, digestive system is complete, circulatory system and respiratory system are present, and distinctive feature is worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. In chordata, organ system level of organization, bilateral symmetry, coelomate, segmentation is present, digestive system is complete, circulatory system and respiratory system are present, and distinctive feature is notochord, dorsal hollow nerve cord, gill slits with limbs or fins. And that's how our chapter is completely finished. Now we will meet with another chapter, next chapter, which is morphology of flowering plant. Till then, take care. Bye bye. पढ़ते रहिए.